Hello there, I've just laid laminate flooring in this room, and if, like me, you're laying laminate flooring but you're not putting new skirting board down, you will likely have, or you should have, an expansion gap around the edge of the room, and you're supposed to cover that with beading. In this video, I'm going to show you how to properly cut laminate beading so that it looks really nice. Edges like this, and as you can see I can get pretty close to that and it always looks pretty good, and that's because I'm cutting it properly. The same with corners like this as well. So let me show you how to do it. You will need a wood saw like this, a mitre box. Now these cost anything between sort of £5 up to probably about £30 for the really kind of solid ones. This one's a plastic one from Screwfix that cost about £5. I'll leave a link to it down below. The more expensive ones have more angles on, so these have got 0 degree and 45 degree. If I could go back in time, I'd probably have bought the one with the other angle on it as well, because you never know quite when you're going to need the additional angles. Now you might think, okay, job done, easy, you've got this mitre box, you just stick it in and you cut. It ain't as simple as that, and you can actually make a right mess. So for instance, if I just take this random piece of wood here that I've cut in some way using this mitre box, yeah, okay, maybe that would work in a corner like that, butted up against another one, but what happens if I turn it round and use it like that? Is that the same? No, it isn't the same. Let me show you how to use the mitre box. So the first one is really obvious. If you need to do a straight cut, you use the 0 degree or 90 degree slot. You stick your piece of wood in, you stick it on the opposite edge of the mitre box. Actually, it doesn't matter for this, but it's good practice, as you will find out in a moment, to do it on the opposite edge. I'm going to demonstrate a straight edge on this tiny piece of wood. It's like a 90 degree profile to this. You rest this up against the edge like that. I'm going to hold it with my thumb like that, and then I'm going to get my wood saw, stick it in the 90 degree hole, score. Go a bit slowly to start with, because if you go too quickly the saw will jump out and score the wood further down. So slow to start with, slow and firm, and then you can speed up. You can see that we've got a nice perfect straight cut. That's pretty neat. I mean, you're never going to look at beading that closely anyway, are you? Let's look at making this corner, and then that inner corner there. And they are all the corners you will ever need to do, as long as your house has got only right angles in it. I'm going to hold it kind of in place. That's as far as it can go that way as possible. Now for this corner here, I'm going to make a score with my fingernail. Not ideal, use a pencil. I'm doing it a little bit further than the edge. Okay, back at the mitre box, I've got my piece of wood here in the same orientation. I'm holding it in the same orientation that it was lying on the ground. And crucially, I'm now going to put it in the mitre box on the opposite edge of the mitre box to me. So how am I going to cut it? Let me just have a quick think. So if I stick the saw in there like that, yeah, I think that's right. This is bisecting it in the way that's going to create a right angle, a kind of outside edge right angle. Hold this with my finger. Hopefully that doesn't stop you from seeing where I'm going to cut. I'm then going to try and line it up so I'm exactly cutting on that nail indent. Okay, let's go and see what this looks like in situ. Let's lay it down like that. So that will go into the corner there. And now you can see this is perfectly on the corner there. And you can imagine, like if you look up like that, it's kind of bisecting the corner perfectly. Okay, so I've got a fresh bit of wood here and I've laid it in the opposite edge of the box. So let's get my wood saw. How shall I cut this? Now what happens if I do the same angle that I did on the previous bit of wood? Well, actually, you can see that the way that's going, again, we're going to get, this is for a corner like this. And this isn't the kind of corner we're doing. We're doing an outside edge corner. So if we cut this, it isn't going to meet the piece of wood that's already there. When you're doing an outside edge like this, you have to use the opposite edge to the one you used for the one that meets it. So if you cut this first, you meet it with that. So let's just prove that. Let's cut this now. The bit of wood we've cut is just too long to fit in there. And just demonstrate it like this. I've just propped it up like that. And you can see that as an edge, that is going to line up with that, and that corner will translate nicely onto there. Right, but now we need to cut this inside corner. So what happens if we cut where I've lined it up like that? We will get an outer corner like that, and we want an inner corner. So we're going to have to cut it. Let's just check. Yes, it'll be cut like that so that we get an inner corner. Now, interestingly, that cut is the same as that one. So where an outer edge, this is just a kind of weird thing to remember, where an outer edge becomes an inner edge, you actually use the same side, the same slit on the mitre box. So we've successfully completed one neat outer edge like that. Now we've got only the inner edge remaining. Well, we've done one half of it already, so we're going to get a long bit of wood, because this is quite a long edge here. Okay, so I put it straight into the mitre box and onto the opposite edge, and now we'll choose which slot to use. So if I do that, we're going to get, I think that's right, we're going to get an inner corner, which is what it is. Let's just have a think. If I do it on this edge, yeah, we're going to get an outer corner, which isn't what we want. So this is what we need. So I'm just going to do it right at the edge like that. Final bit, which is obviously going to be too long to go in that end, so we're just going to have to do it as best we can to demonstrate. Yeah, you can see that is the right edge for that, and when I can actually fit it in there, it is going to join up perfectly. So I've shown you how to do two edges there. Visualize the corners as I did using my hand. If in doubt, practice on a spare piece of wood or a spare piece of beading, just to make sure you get it right. Otherwise, if you don't follow this kind of methodical approach to cutting the beading, you will end up with beading that doesn't meet, really weird bendy corners and things. So anyway, I hope that's been useful. Thanks to my loyal patrons who are scrolling down the screen now, especially George Foot, Magnanimous Meg, Jennifer Jones and Rob Van Eden. Do subscribe if you enjoyed my videos, and I shall see you next time for another one.